Hi everyone, my name is Muralidhar Sortur. Today I'm here to talk about IT industry landscape for freshers. First of all, thank you so much, Neeta ma'am, uh, Srihari Joshi sir, Umakant Kulkarni sir, and many more faculty whom I have a great bond. Always love to kind of come to SDM Engineering College, especially computer science. Not just I have passed out from this department and institute, I have also worked here. So I cherish wonderful memories associated with this department and college. So without further ado, let's get started on the topic for the today. Right. So today, as a part of Google Developer Students Club, I congratulate all of you. Thank you for faculty of Computer Science Department and Information Science Engineering Department for taking this initiative. I'm very sure this is going to be of immense help to our student in this college. I'm here to talk about, as a part of this inauguration, wanted to be there in person, but sincere apologies. We'll definitely make it in some time in future. I'm happy to connect with you all over the this video. The topic I have chosen today is the relevancy or landscape of IT industry from the fresher's point of view. So before I get in further, as a part of today's agenda, I want to cover some introduction about me, and I want to cover about core values of the department where we study and graduate, and then trends in the industry, specifically on the AI, uh, the technology versus problem solving, and some of the open source and opportunities. So, well, before we can go further into this topic, it's important to understand who are you talking to, right? For me, it is more than happy that I'm speaking on this occasion and happy to connect with the department. First of all, my name is Muralidhar. I work as a senior engineering director in Rakuten. I have close to 20 plus years of experience in IT industry. I have worked for many MNCs, which includes Yahoo, eBay, Walmart, and many of the startup companies, and worked across the global for many more years. So I have graduated from computer science department at SDM Engineering College. I have did my masters at Indian Institute of Science, and you can scan this QR code to get connected over the LinkedIn. All right. So one of the question always I go back that we have a very well driven, very well thought syllabus which is set out for each department for the well-being of the students. So one of the perception as a student of technological courses like computer science, information science, electrical, electronics comes to mind is what industry is doing is not what we are learning, or they are totally different. So in my 20 plus years of experience, I want to assure you, or I just want to share some of the thoughts which I have learned. So in my opinion, core values are very important. They lay the foundation. However, you might grow on top of it, but your foundation is so important and critical. So definitely some of the courses you might have done in data structure, which still holds a core value in a lot of different problems we touch, be it on designing and analysis of algorithm, Turing machine. I'm sure like Turing machine was designed way back and still it is very relevant. Compilers, operating system, AI and ML. So do not think far ahead. I think make sure that when you are at the department, when you are working with your lecturer professors, take the best advantage of it. And Google Developers uh, Students Club is a testimony to our faculty members' effort to bridge the gap between conceptual to a practicality. But that doesn't mean that concept doesn't hold good. Concepts are pretty very very important. So even today, when I have to go into multiple problems, core values still matters a lot, right? Uh, Everything else is later. The way we need to understand the entire perspective of driving, be the leader, or get into the industry or contribute is cannot be substitute for the core values. I'm sure there are a lot more are there, but just I'm just adding few things on top of my mind at this point. But certainly, do not undermine these core values. In my 20 years, I have never been away from these core values day in day out. uh, I go into a lot of designing algorithms, designing architecture. We go through understanding what is uh, polynomial problems, non-linearly polynomial problems, right? Which you might have been learning as an NP hard, NP complete problems, right? Some people do ask me, does compiler is of any use to us? Yes, compilers is a lot of use. Compiler talks about basically translating what a human readable language into what machine understandable, right? There is also contradiction to many of these discussions. AI is already generating the code. Do I need to learn? Yes, you need to learn to assess that what gets automated is indeed a right one. I need to give just one example. Compilers are important, core programming languages are important. Just to get one of the context as an example, Cassandra is, I'm sure many of you heard about NoSQL database, which is a strong candidate in the industry. Cassandra was rewritten in C++ language. It's called as SkylarDB. SkylarDB performs significantly far superior compared to Cassandra. So if you were of the assumption that some things, these core values doesn't matter, probably we would not have achieved the scale or the performance what we are looking at it. So I do want to cover some part of the trends in AI. So OpenAI ChatGPT has taken the industry by storm, and it was not everything happened all of a sudden. We've been doing machine learning AI for decades now. If you look at the trend of how this basically spawned over a period of time, so I remember still in my college we were looking at neural network, genetic algorithm, many of simulated annealing and many of those stuff. Well, there were limitations to what they used to do it. The real transformation in the industry, or at least in the recent past, was two things or three things I would say. First one is using a graphical GPUs, graphical processing unit, for manipulating the vectors, which provided the muscle to AI programs to lead us to operate dimensions of thousands of dimensions, and then that helped us bring quite a lot of innovations, image processing, image recognition, and many of them. The other one is around the transformer. So in around 2017, there, as you can see, some of the market numbers here. So Google has introduced transformer called as BERT. So there were multiple transformers. I think the way the transformer designed by Google was significantly superior compared to earlier. These transformers are used for multiple different use cases. The latest one is definitely uh, ChatGPT. GPT again has gone through multiple different evolution to be where we are. So the scale of uh, volume of volume of the parameters, volume of the data which is used is so significantly high, it is not humanly possible that a small organization or a small set of infrastructure can do it. It requires quite a lot. These are three which I can recall, which is giving a significant hope in the industry to solve quite a lot of problems. We'll talk about some of that as we make progress, or we can have a separate talk to talk about some of this stuff also. Sorry, I'll just move to the. All right. So it's important that we basically understand where we are in the industry, in the evolution of the industry, while you guys are getting into an opportunity to land into the industry, how this industry has been evolved around it, right? So it was around 1971 where Moore has kind of devised an law which is famously known as Moore's law. I'm sure this was taught to you, but we are still referring it, and it is definitely fundamental to the way the manufacturing of hardware and chips is happening today. Why this is important? This is important because this gives an idea about how the just because of GPU, I think AI got impacted, AI got boost. Every movement around industry is driving force behind driving some of the evolution of some of the technologies. So if you look at the growth in last 10 to 15 years, I think we are getting mobiles with GPUs now. Can we imagine? Basically, I do remember that we used to have pretty big machines, maybe all the way from mainframe to a desktop to a laptop to a your tablet to a smartphone. It was possible because of the revolution in terms of the uh, how compactly we can fabricate these chips, and this is giving rise to a opportunity for us to kind of like develop new solution, new problems, new approaches, kind of stuff. So this is another interesting law which I always want to go back. Of course, it has different trend. I'm sure you all will basically agree with me. Network speed is Nelson Law talks about the internet speed. I'm sure you all have witnessed from your childhood to where you are. Uh, the the growth in the network speed has been significant, right? So it talks about exponential growth in the internet speed, right? So it is true. I remember back in my college days when I passed out almost in the year around 2000, we used to get few kbs or maximum few hundreds of kbs of bandwidth at that time from the internet. It used to take few hours to download a Java package or any of the installable, but today that's not a case, right? So with mobile only, we are able to achieve 1 Gbps with 5G plus. So uh, it it pushes a limit to what extent it gives a boost to the technology. It gives an opportunity for all of us to solve different problem, and also enables reach to the reach of the mobile, reach of the technology to the most needy people in the society. And definitely, it is important that we understand that this is the landscape on which we are heading towards it. Yeah, this is something which is a talk of the industry, wherein it's the crazy in which the data has gone. I think we all know kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. I think the number of zeros also I tend to forget, or we tend to forget. So in the last one decade, the amount of data has gone is significantly high, and needless to say, it it only shows digitization around the world, and it also shows the challenges of distinguishing the right data versus a fabricated data or a spam. Definitely, we have moved our war field from an on ground into the digitization world. The reason I am trying to bring is data is it's so sensitive. It has a significant value. It can influence the uh, politics of the geography. It can drive people. It can drive traffic. Lot of things. Just just so many possibilities with the data, and managing the data is a big challenge. And data provides opportunity for us to derive wonderful insights, right? So yeah, I think we'll try to pick a few of them towards the end. Yes, I want to talk about briefly on other influences. Before I get into other influences, I covered pretty briefly about core values of the department. I have covered about trend of AI, covered about uh, how the industry is getting influenced based on the way the innovations are happening around the chip manufacturing, around the network speed, and on the data growth. Here, I want to basically take a pause and give you a glimpse of what I am seeing a change in the trend. The change in the trend is, I'm very sure of what am I saying, confident about it also. Uh, those days are gone where we used to think that IITians are, if you want to be thriving in the industry, you should have been minimum one of this ICE, right? Be it IIM, IITs, IISc, kind of stuff. But I think in last more than a decade, a lot of things have changed. So I definitely see many of the innovations are happened from uh, tier 2, tier 3 cities, and students coming from all around the globe, all around the cities. I just want to set few example before we put something concrete on top of it. One of them is Jiroda. I'm sure you might have heard about it. If you're not, you may want to take a look at it. Zerodha basically gets into a stock brokerage and connected with NSE and BSE for India. So none of them, as mentioned by the uh, CEO and CTOs of the company, none of them are from any of these premier institute, and the number of people working there is close to 50, and the company values worth a few $1 billion. So there are more innovations. I'm truly excited to see the way opportunity is opening for every student who believes that yes, I can do. One more example, if I have to give, for a very long time there was a discussion around digital currency or digital or kind of like how do we make sure that there is an transactions are happening using bits or kind of stuff. I'm sure you will all recall we have gone in the trend wherein we looked at Bitcoin or a blockchain as one of the possible solution, but blockchain posed quite a lot of challenges in terms of governance. Of course, it has solved the problem of trust, uh, with a proof of trust concept, but governance is a very difficult, and there is a quite a lot of misuse of digital currency has, like Bitcoin has happened, which puts the question about for India, for anybody to innovate. I think I must tell that I'm sure like you all would have witnessed, UPI is the next alternative. I think it's adopted, it's governed, and it is decentralized. The technology is just taken it by storm, and world wants to adopt that. So uh, again, the contributions came from uh, very humble, very humble people's. Uh, the point I'm trying to say is opportunity is at our doorstep today, unlike the past. So it's important to understand that yes, there is an opportunity in front of us, and how we can enable it. So just to help this ecosystem, there are other influences are there. The other influences in the form of open source. There is a significantly lot of open sources are there. I I don't usually when my conversation happens with any of the student or any of my colleagues, the question comes is there, what are we associated, what is that common thing which maybe there are set of interests are there are common background is there, but being relevant in the industry, I think it is important that we associate ourselves with a community, right? How does the community is built? Community is built around the some of these open sources, and many of the open standards uh, we are building, and it's gone are those days things were driven from only from Western world, but no, everything is driven from here also. uh, Maybe if you, the next big thing which is happening from India is ONDC. ONDC is basically a like the way decentralized marketplace, the way Flipkart, Amazon, Walmart, many of these things are there, and the standards are being driven from many of the folks in India. So it's important to associate ourselves with community, open source community, open source standards, right? Unlike the past, knowledge is accessible to everyone, right? So uh, it's important that we basically understand pointers. We know we need to understand uh, technology as a kind of a reference book, problem solving and core values as imbibed into our skill set, and match them when it is required. And there are quite a lot of tools around collaborating. You don't have to be in the same room or the same location to collaborate with the people or discuss with the people. For example, I have got an opportunity to discuss with you even though I am sitting 400 kilometers from away from Dharwad. So there is a lot of tools and technologies around team collaborations, and also to boost, there are a lot of cloud services which are helping us understand, learn, and grow. So no point in time we should be talking about basically I don't have this, right? You don't have to necessarily own it, just can use the cloud services. All right, I think we'll move on to the next one, but at this point I don't think this will fit in the given amount of time or anything. But as the only point I want to highlight from in this particular slide is in our journey of getting into the industry and growing, the bigger if you have to take the bigger role, you need to look at holistically the possibilities of how to build the system. These are some of the patterns one should aspire to understand and layerize these modules. I'm sure when you uh, look at the OSI network layer, I'm sure you will understand, and they will make it as a modular and easy to kind of deploy and manage. And similarly, many layerization, many different kind of like approaches are there in terms of architecture. So this particular slide talks about the evolution of moving OSI, breaking the OSI into multiple horizontal layers, like from the OSI layer being on the same one stack into virtualization. You will have a basically uh, hypervisor, and on top of hypervisor you will have a VM, and you will have a base operating system, and then that moved into containerization. And there are still many more evolution, like uh, uh, which is kind of helping us grow. uh, so just wanted to touch upon that. Going to the next part, uh, here is one thing which I know quite a lot of higher level abstract I covered, but still this is one slide which I want to discuss and bring. Question comes is, there are technologies. We talk about technology very day in day out and a lot. Technology, I must tell you, this is vehicle for us to solve the problem. For example, you have a technology uh, for even a AutoCAD. You have a technology for um, medical sampling. You have a technology for fabric chip manufacturing. You have technology. Many technologies are there, but there are clear cut separation. We need to do it. Technology is doing a vehicle for us to do this, solve the problem. And whenever you need to approach or get into an industry, the point you need to make it very clear to yourself is like, what is the core strength being in a one of the branch of computer science is problem solving, right? Dealing with the data, right? uh, so many of the fundamental values will make you a strong leader in the IT industry. Technology has an evolution. Turing machine was there now and it will be there, but Fortran was there but not there now. So technology will keep changing, uh, but problems some of the solution, some kind of solution, be it on a DP problem, dynamic programming problems, or kind of a the the methodology of solving the problem, that won't change any further. So this is all I had for today. Thank you so much, uh, faculty here, for providing me an opportunity to talk. Just to give the glimpse of the summary, basically I kind of walked on what are the core values we as a student of uh, one of the child branch of computer science or a core of computer science should know it. And then what is the trend in the industry, and what are the things which are influencing, be it on the chip manufacturing or chip density or the network or on the data. And then what are the influencers which are kind of like around us, uh, and then like how do we can use it to grow, as well as of course technology versus problem solving. I would definitely urge you to be very strong with the foundation. Listen to your professors and make sure that you are strong. Technology is something you should be using it when you want to solve the problem. All right, I think that's all I have for today. And if you have any questions, you can scan this QR code. You can send an email to me, and definitely I'll reply to any of your questions.